Honey, listen. Now I see why my auntie used to have me and my cousin watching certain movies. Honey, and my grandmama, honey. Let me tell y'all, did y'all grow up on that era where you had to watch Imitation of Life? Because now you can relate and you understand. Listen, y'all, we got to talk about Imitation of Life, honey. And we going to bring back, remember I told you about my friend Redneck? We going to talk about that, and we finna add a little bit more to it, honey. Listen, I got a good one for y'all today, so stay tuned. I realized that I did not explain to you guys about the Imitation of Life. Imitation of Life was a movie of a melanin woman who had a biracial child. As the child grew up, she realized that she didn't want to be melanin. So she was mad at her mom because of her situation. And the mom, I forgot to tell you, if I did not say that, the mom was a maid. So she didn't like the whole setup that was happening, the setup that that she was born in. So she gave that mother hell as she grew up. Okay. She didn't want to talk to her mom. She made it big. She didn't want to talk to her mom. She didn't want to do any of that. When that mother died, when that mother passed away, that girl, because this is just a movie, but I'm sure it didn't happen in real life. She cried so hard. It looked like she wanted to jump into that casket with her mother, because she had realized how she had treated her mother, and all her mother wanted to do was love her. So this is why I feel for the biracial child. This is why I feel, because they're getting it on the melanin side at times, and they're getting it on the melanemic side. So like I said, I have a little bit more, when I took that class, a little bit more empathy and sympathy for them, because I realized that they have a struggle on both sides. When I think about this stuff, it just has me like, wow. Wow. But I just had to come back and tell you about the Imitation of Life, because I realized that everybody don't know about that movie. Everybody didn't watch that movie. That was probably not a movie that was recommended in your house. But I remember my auntie saying, y'all gonna watch this movie. So I just wanted to come back and say that. All right. Hey y'all, it's Bernita Rochele, and welcome to my spoken word and conversation. Honey, I can't get this light right. Hey, you gonna have to see all my blemishes. That's what it is, okay? Listen, I was scrolling through the internet streets and I came across something, and it made me think about my remember I told you about, we grew up in a neighborhood, and there was this mixed kid. His name was Redneck, and we called him Redneck because his hair was red. He was adopted, but we treated him just like any other kid. I mean, he was just any other kid, okay? Well, this guy right here is the opposite of Redneck. I came across a video. Her channel name is Anti-HR. I saw her do a video, and it was talking about J. Edgar Hoover and a Alex Karp. Okay. Now just hear me out. Hear me out. J. Edgar Hoover was a melanin man, but he could pass as a melanemic. Okay. And she talks about all the stuff that he did that I had no clue that he did. Right. But she also talked about this guy. His name is Alex Karp. Okay. Now this is allegedly. Now this is all learning purposes. Okay. This is for educational purposes. You can go and watch that video. I'll put a clip up there. But she talked about this guy. This guy is a surveillance guy, but he's a little twisted. I was like, what? But I think this is the same guy that I just saw on a video, and he said like some horrible stuff. Y'all, okay, keep that thought. Okay. This Alex Karp guy is biracial. Okay, he's biracial, and his mother is melanin. But if you looked at this guy, you know I'm gonna put a picture up there because I snapshotted it off of her page. But if you looked at this guy, you would think that he was melanemic. Okay, but that's the same with J. Edgar Hoover. With just a one drop of blood per what anti-HR said, but this is what we know anyway. You are melanin. Okay, we all melanin. It's just the tones. Okay, but anyway, what part of the crater you came from? So back to this guy. This guy is the opposite of what my friend that we grew up in the neighborhood, his name was Redneck with, remember, because he had red hair. Okay, so anyway, she says that he has a biological melanin mother that he does not mention or talk about. That made me think of The Imitation of Life. Okay. Now, this guy, per what she said, and this is allegedly, he rides the other way. And it's not for humanity reasons. It's for to suppress his own people. And when I say that, I mean all people. I took an intercultural communications class, okay? And I just was tripped out how we forget about the biracial kids. We forget about the biracial kids. But earlier in my YouTube years, when I had took that particular class, I did a video on that particular class. Okay, so what I learned in that class is that biracial kids struggle too. I learned so much stuff from that class that it really made me try to understand the biracial person's situation, because we just leave them. Okay, they are struggling on each side, because for one, if they didn't have a loving biracial family or mother and father, they have it really hard. They have it really hard because they're getting it on each side. They're getting it the vitriol on the mother side, and they're getting the vitriol on that melanemic side. And you know, the melanemic side can be really, really, really different. Okay. So we kind of overlook them sometimes. And I will never forget, I kept hearing I forget the women, but it's the video. I did a video about them, not them, but I use them as examples on how you can tell they struggle. I'll connect the video to this, but their struggle is real. Their struggle is real. Now, I have biracial people in my family. So I know some of it is, that's just what the society is. Some of it is where the parent put, you're going to have these problems in their particular kid's head. And so therefore the kid is mixed up then, because they, oh God, that's a whole different thing. Let me get on. Let me go. So instead of it just being natural where the kid can experience that experience for herself, I mean, let them know that, yeah, you may, but don't just put that in their souls that you're going to be hats all the time. I've seen it. A biracial child will grow up fine. They will have their problems, but if they grow up in a loving family, they will have they will be fine. If the dad doesn't like you because maybe he didn't really mean to get the mother pregnant, the melanin woman, but it happened. He don't like what he produced. So therefore, they have a tug of war within themselves because neither side likes them. We have to start looking out for them, the ones that want to be looked out for. Some of them you ain't gonna save, and that's how I feel about when you talk about the R people. Some of them you can talk to and communicate with, but some of them you got to let them go. But this particular guy, this corp guy, y'all, you go to her page. I'm gonna put her page on here and you can go and listen to that. I just thought that was interesting because it reminded me of what I just did about Redneck. Because Redneck was he was mixed. I can't remember he was adopted, so we didn't know that part. But the mother raised him in love. The melanin woman, because she adopted him, she raised him in love, and he could only relate to the melanin side. Our friend Redneck couldn't relate to the melanemic side. Okay. This corp guy cannot relate to the melanin side, and he's biracial, but he puts himself, because you can't really tell what he is. You can't really tell what he is. People that make all this money, I think Karen Hunter said this, or President Obama, it cannot, just because they made a lot of money, that does not mean they're smart. Okay? And the reason why I'm saying that is, look at how they treat humanity. That's where you're going to find out who is real. When you can see who's hiding behind their, the R, look at how they treat people. Okay? Listen, that's all I got. I just wanted to have a conversation, but all this stuff, when you were younger, you wonder why your people wanted you to watch these certain movies, because they want you to know. Don't forget about the biracial children, because they really do struggle. And I wouldn't have never known had I know, but when it's something about when you learn something, like you really, it's eye opening. Okay. And if I'm wrong, I don't mind you commenting and saying, hey, Bernita, that's not right. Correct me, because I want to know, because I know that we've learned a whole lot of things from people, and some of the stuff that I may have learned may not be all, it may need some tweaking. Okay. Because what you learn, even if it was taught from somebody else, you learned it. And so you need to add to it, because some of the stuff, it be a mixture, just like oh God, let me not even say, but y'all listen, that's all I got to say. I wanted to have a little conversation about that guy. The guy that is mixed, but he can't relate to the melanin. And he uses his shade. You don't even know what he is. Guy is straight up. He got the curly hair. Ain't trying to play out to be somebody else. This is really interesting, the state that we're in. But listen, the truth, what the man said, what did he say here? The truth, he said, honey, the truth has to come out to set you free. Honey, be free. But don't be mean. And try to love humanity. Here, you heard me. Try to love humanity. Get you some morals. God, get you humanity in your life. Get you something where you can help and not harm. Because we got some. Oh God, let me get on, honey. But listen, thank you so much. Thank you to my new ones, and thank you to my day ones. Y'all been riding with a girl, and I'm so grateful. Well, that's it. That's all for me today, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. Peace. Hey y'all, it's Bernita Rochele, and welcome to my spoken word and conversations. Hey y'all, it's Bernita Rochele, and welcome to my spoken word and conversation